Hey all, I'm down south here in my ruined cottage, but a great conversation today with Mark Felstead of WeLoveOurHeart.com. You know, we did a big online conference, highly successful around 6 months ago, but we also run for the last year or two a pioneer program where small select groups of people can join up and have weekly or bi-weekly meetings, track bloods, share their stories, share their experiences, and it's proved very successful with huge enthusiasm from the participants. So I'm just going to chat today with Mark and Jacqueline, who's one of our recent pioneers, and just chat through some of the learnings and some of the fun we've had, etc. So here we go. Great to see you, Mark and Jacqueline.
Yeah, Ivor, thank you so much. Always great to see you. And Jackie, thanks for taking the time, Jacqueline. And I just want to say, Jacqueline, you came to us, I think we were just saying like November last year or something. You
That's right.
started on
Yeah.
the 3 month and you enjoyed it. And I enjoyed so much as well, your contribution that you're still pretty much with us, still doing the learning. But tell me, Jacqueline, what has it meant for you? And, what's it been like over the last 10 months or so?
Well, I'll back up just a tad. 2 Januaries ago, so January 2021, I started getting short of breath going up the stairs. And I noticed that if went upstairs, I'd have to sit down for about 3 seconds to catch my breath. And I was watching Ivor's podcast for another topic, but he's very good at talking about CAC scores, get a coronary artery calcium scan. So that January I got one, and even though I looked fantastic, it said my arteries were that of an 80-year-old, and it was pretty alarming. And so I began doing what I knew to do because my field is natural healing and natural health, and I know the body's designed to heal. If you treat it properly, you can recover from all kinds of things. So that was the frame that I was looking for. And somehow, Mark, your We Love Our Hearts popped into my email, and I immediately thought, oh, this is exactly what I need, a group of people who are on the same quest at different stages of understanding their heart. Some had had heart attacks, some had stents. I was trying to prevent, but we all wanted to learn because if you go with just the standard medical care, you're treated like a assembly line. Everybody takes a statin, everybody does this, everybody does that. And what I appreciated in our group was everybody is unique, and everybody has to have a different kind of solution. And where are you going to find your solution for you? And that's what I found. I lived really with a lot of fear that first year until we had these experts that you provided, these doctors and scientists from different backgrounds, so we could understand our body and understand the approach that's right for us. And so just to cut to the chase right now, we could go into details later, but I live with absolute peace, happiness, and joy because I found my answers through what was provided in this learning camp of understanding our heart and our body and how to live a full and happy life and carefree.
Gosh,
Well,
Jack,
thank you, Mark. Thank you,
no,
Ivor.
that's
You guys really changed my life.
it's it's thanks to Ivor, and I'm just so happy that we're all still in touch, and that's the great thing. And and I think for many people, for me as well, it's about taking back management of your body, taking back control of your health, doing everything that I think we can do to lower our risk. I mean, Ivor, we've had Scott Murray often come talk to us. I've had personal consultations with him, and the one thing that stuck with me is that he said to me, he said, Mark, can you look your family in the eye and say that you are doing everything possible to manage your risk? And I said, yeah, I think I'm pretty much doing all I can, thanks to you, Ivor, thanks to Jack, thanks to all the learnings that we've had together. And I have to say, Jack, as well, it's been great working with you because you've contributed so much to the group. I mean, I don't need to talk about, Dr. Thomas Levy and Dr. Tom Cohen. They came in and talked to us, and they came through, through you. And it's great the way that, and it's happening as well now, that people say to me, oh, Mark, you should reach out to this guy, or Ivor, that there's a great interview with Ivor here, you should include as well. And it's like brings up this great sort of bundle of learning for us all. And Ivor, you'll forgive me if I say, it's as Jack says, it's all about trying to find our own who done it. Maybe we never will. Maybe for some it's difficult, but it's, we want to, show you the options basically, and then draw your own analysis. Ivor, come on, it's not like you to be so quiet.
Why? I'm just being gracious and allowing others to speak. But no, it's been fantastic, Jacqueline, and that was a great summary you gave there, and of course Mark afterwards. But yeah, to have all these experts, it occurred to me some time back, I've got the very best in heart disease and indeed diabetes, Alzheimer's, chronic disease all over the world, this huge network. And because they're really good people and they went away from the commercial and the kind of profit gouging of the medico-industrial complex, and they've gone rather to help people, they actually love to come along to the conference or to meet with pioneers. They have no problem delivering some of their time pretty much pro bono, which is fantastic. But like you say, they all have slightly different angles. Certainly myself and Malcolm Kendrick, as an example, he is more focused on stress and certain other root causes. I agree with those, but I'm a little more focused on the dietary side. And in the Pioneer program, we found people from a score of 3,400. I did a podcast with that guy, I think Australian. Doug, yeah. Yeah, and we have people with zeros who are concerned about their blood results and want to make sure they stay a zero, etc. But all this diversity of people, all helping each other, sharing their stories. And the real thing that I've been delighted with is we nearly always have the answers. I mean, it doesn't mean with certainty the answer is specifically the answer for you, as you mentioned. But we have all the answers and context around the massive complex 300 factor plus multifactorial problem, which is atherosclerosis. We are never short a discussion around a potential answer. And that's the key. And people throw great questions, so they test my memory. They throw out stuff from left field when I'm there. And I gotta go into the reservoir of all my last 10 years and pull out memories. But the beauty is it reminds me of blog posts I did or videos on that specific thing. And then we share the links of those videos with everyone, and then everyone learns more, even if it's like SIBO, or the dental problem. It doesn't matter. All of these facets are all there, and it helps me pull them back in for these groups.
I was going to say, Ivor, one of the great things with working with you as well is that if we throw you a question, you're going to, and you don't know the answer, you're going to say, nope, you know what, I don't know the answer, but I know a man or woman who does.
That's it.
And that's the really cool thing. And as Jack said, or as Jack was saying as well, we've also been able to even extend your repertoire by pulling in a few different names and getting a few different aspects as well. And yeah, it's been great. And shout out to Scott Murray and Venturi, they've been great. Also Graham Phillips and Pro Longevity, he's been really good at interpreting CGM data. And more recently, we've had Donald Collins and the whole metabolic system in there as well, helping test guys online and look for that whole kind of insulin resistance. So, our bandwidth, if you like, is expanding. And this is, for me, particularly something I'm incredibly pleased and proud of. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's super.
I want to say in my case too, when I say I have peace of mind now, it's not that that nothing's changed. A year and a half ago, if I was walking up our golf course up a steep hill, I had to have my husband take the golf cart right to where the ball is, swing, get in the cart and go to the next ball. I couldn't walk up a hill. And, we golf 6-7 days a week, and I am never short of breath up and down the stairs. So it's not that I'm peace of mind because of nothing, but I'm in better shape. And, what you learn to pinpoint with this group, with this teaching and learning process is, I was eating a bunch of corn chips recently in an unsaturated fat cooked in a safflower oil. And I thought, oh, well, I'll take some vitamin E with it and balance out the fat somehow. No, within a week, I was short of breath a little bit again. Okay, all right, you just cannot get away with unsaturated fats, and so, we are our own lab. And what gets forgotten in Western medicine or traditional medicine is we know our bodies, and it's how we experience and the changes. It's not what somebody tells you. It's, our experience of how we experience our body is very, very important. And that is honored with a lot of these physicians who have decided not to just administer surgery and drugs, but have decided to listen to their patients and get the feedback and do some creative thinking and problem solving together. And that's, again, what this group is about for a lot of us.
Yeah, great points there, Jacqueline. And just on the kind of knowing yourself, I mean, self-perception is very important. Some people think it's kind of sounds like woo. And the reason they do is because a lot of self-perception people out there, I'm trying to think, I mean, like say Gwyneth Paltrow, the media have had a field day with her and many, many others. And a lot of what they're saying is woo. But that's kind of taken away from the power of self-perception, analyzing one's own metrics and how one feels, spotting patterns in your own life, and then the key thing, of course, integrating that with science and all the published literature and all the experts which we have access to, and doing an integrated picture. So taking the self-perception, observation, and marrying it with the science, that's where the magic, that's the nexus where you get paths forward. And I love that Doug, he was obviously concerned about his mega calcium score, but after coming through the program and talking to everyone and getting all the science around it, he was actually like yourself, Jacqueline. He was now completely relaxed. He accepted he had enormous past disease, and he realized he was now addressing it, taking action and self-empowering. So now he was freed up from the worry, because like Mark, you said, he's doing everything he needs to do. And then if you're doing everything you need to do, you can cast aside the concern that you're missing things, that you're going down the wrong path. You're empowered, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love that empower, because one of the great things is with the learnings and the understanding, it gives you the ability to talk to your doctor on an eye to eye level. You don't just have to sit there and, glimpsely nod your head. And believe me, I've been in that seat often enough where they're telling me what to take and when to do, and I'm just going, yes, yes, yes. But now I can, ask why am I taking that? What's the alternative? What are the potential side effects? I'd like to make my own judgment on that. But the thing that I always laugh about, Ivor, you've heard me say this several times, we have like a league table within the pioneers. You've got Doug up there with his 3,500 CAC score. You've got me with my so many stents I can't, you could wag a tree at it. And I was like, this is not a league table you want to be top of.
Well, that's it. But the beauty is, if you are top of the league table, it makes you special in a way. And like we said, you're the person who kind of holds the torch for everyone else. You're almost like the war hero with the battle scars. But it doesn't have to progress, and that's the key. The pioneers is all around stopping progression, reducing progression, and that's what collapses the risk back to baseline level as if you had a zero score. And that's really the kernel.
Yeah.
And what I really appreciate, Ivor, that you brought up also is it's not just that I can go up and down hills and golf and be very active, but knowing what lab tests to run. I never even occurred to me to run an insulin test, for example. My blood sugar was always fine, and then through Dr. Levy run my iron test. So it's the combination of the sense of well-being and what you can do, and you're backed up with what you're seeing in your labs. And that's been an important combining of the two.
Yeah, for sure, Jacqueline. And the funny thing is, and all my doctor and professor buddies across the world, of which there are obviously hundreds at this point, most have made the joke about medical school. But it's true. There's a few hours done of nutritional kind of lectures, and you can even skip them if you want to. So the doctors you're talking to have no idea around the primary root causes of heart disease, really. And if you go through a pioneer program, essentially you're way ahead of them. Not on anatomy, not on pathology, not on pharmacology, certainly, but on what really matters and what you can do in your life to completely change your risk profile and your future. You actually will be ahead of the vast majority of medical professionals, which is kind of hilarious, really.
And very true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know we wanted to keep this kind of short and tight
Yeah.
because you guys, you're starting your day on the West Coast there, Jacqueline and Mark.
Absolutely.
So any other last thoughts, or will we make this a rip on a really short?
Don't forget, Ivor, we did an amazing conference in April 9th, which still is resonating. And we're pretty close in to releasing the date of the next one, which we imagine will be around October, right? And I spoke to you about this the other day, and you were reading off names of who might come and talk at this one, and I was just like blown away. I was like, oh my God.
Absolutely, Mark. In fact, I was kind of thinking, okay, do I want to bring all the guys back after 6 months, and maybe we'll mix and match. And then I thought, who? And as we went through the list, and I just brainstormed, before we knew it, we had like a dozen superb names, all with different nuances. So yeah, the second conference is going to be fantastic, and we had a few tech glitches in the first one, nothing that really affected things, but we're going to really streamline for the second one.
Cool. Fabulous.
Okay, so just in closing, WeLoveOurHeart.com, all one word, and that's where the stuff will get updated, get in the mailing list. I'll put the links down below, and that's where we're going to have announcements about the conference, the Pioneer programs, and all the other things we offer to basically save the world from heart disease and to help people, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, and I just on that point, the next Pioneer program is going to start early September. So I'm looking for a handful of people who want to join us and be the next Jacqueline. Not that there will ever be another Jacqueline, Jack, don't get me wrong.
Great stuff. September. Okay, it's a wrap. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Ivor.
Thank
Later.
you.
Hope you enjoyed that chat, guys. Mark is great, all the work he's doing to help people on heart disease. And just a reminder, he had a massive heart attack and was clinically dead for several minutes, spent weeks in a coma. And that's what motivates him to get all the advice that people need to prevent heart attacks, or indeed to ensure you don't have a second one. So great guy. And Jacqueline there was fantastic in the Pioneer program too. So the links are all down below if you want to look into joining the Pioneer program. And, you know, there is cost involved, and Mark is trying to run all of this infrastructure. But for people who have the means, who want to get involved, meet up with a great bunch of people, the new group that's coming up. And we'll have our experts and myself coming in for discussions and reviewing various blood results and what they mean, and all the preventative side of cardiology. So links down below, and have a look and check out WeLoveOurHeart.com in general, and we'll have shortly videos from our prior conference popping up there, which we'll give out for free. Some of the best researchers, cardiologists, doctors, and speakers in the world. So great stuff. Till next time. Thank you.